This is now the time for public petitions where the public can speak. You have the opportunity, you have 5.
She was quick.
Your name and address for the record.
Usually I wait. I got a lot to say, but I know I'm limited.
Yes, ma'am.
Meliss, 26A Glen Avenue. Echoing what Danielle, or Councilwoman DiGirolamo said, that there is no plan, and I've been saying that. It appears for the last 4 years, this administration has no plans for anything. It's always reacting to emergencies, which of course costs more money. Why has no action been taken to get those police out of that building in light of that email, I believe 2 years ago, that Piosha said, or the Board of Health it was, said they had to be out? Why have they not been out of there sooner? And now look at the costs that we're facing.
Councilman, did you?
I don't have an answer for anything that had occurred in 2017. I wasn't here. It's up to the mayor whether he wishes to.
Absolutely. 2017, the entire staff of the town of Phillipsburg combed this town for a building that would fit the police, fire, OEM, administrative staff. Vicki Kleiner was there, council people were there, former council people that are sitting in the stands right now, and we could not find a location that would fit everybody properly. You can't put the tax collector in the middle of a building and have people walking through the building. That's just to give you some idea of the challenges we had. When we moved, we were ordered to move the administrative staff with the understanding with the Department of Health that the police could stay if we bought air scrubbers, which we did, and sampled the air. The police station was one of the lowest, and the administrative side was the highest. I think Vicky's office was very high, our tax assessor was very high, and our DPW secretary was extremely high. Those orders came from the Department of Health, and if you wish, I'll give you the contact. Her name's Terrence Malinowski. She works with Pat Boast, who is now looking at the asbestos. I have a concern. In June of 2017, when she ordered us out of that building, never mentioned asbestos. I mean, that's baffling. And then, 3 years later, a gentleman comes in and said, you have an asbestos problem. So I called Terry Malinowski and said, why didn't you tell us 3 years ago? Not my department.
So
We did what we had to do. We did everything we could do.
So all the other employees have been out for 2 years now. Why hasn't any action been taken to get everybody else out? The email stated that you would be the last one to leave.
I don't appreciate that.
Well, it's the truth.
Come on.
Okay. I'll explain to you, and I'll send you news articles starting in 2017 that we have plans to move the police to the Armory. And as you know, that got derailed. And then we picked it back up, working with council, I think fairly efficiently and effectively. It's going to happen. They're going to be moved.
At what cost now? An additional $657,000, did you say? The bid came in $158,000 over.
Right. So, Ms. Pulse, the request.
Bless you.
Convenient time, Vicki. God bless you. The bid came in at 1.58. We had allocated 1.4. We needed an extra. From my perspective, we needed an extra $158,000. When I called the mayor, that's when he had said that we needed $400,000. But I don't think that he was aware of some of the money that was required. Ultimately, the final number that I saw today was a bond ordinance for the amount of $694,000. The reason I've called for the special meeting is because, and I don't think that anyone here can take that lightly. That is $1 million more. As a matter of fact, make Councilwoman DeGirolamo look like a Nostradamus, because when we sat here in July, she said, this is not a $1.4 million job, this is a $2 million job. She's right, that's what it appears to be. I think we need to sit with the engineer, we need to have the special meeting, the engineer needs to be here. This is the second time the numbers have come back over. I don't know where the money has gone yet, because I haven't had an opportunity to review all the paperwork with it just coming in yesterday, and I think that's the majority of the panel. I can't tell you that I'm going to approve $694,000 of the taxpayers' money, but I can't tell you that I'm not going to either.
How many bids did you receive?
2.
That's part of the problem. Nobody wants to do business with the town of Phillipsburg. I've spoken to the contractors. I deal with these contractors because the town of Phillipsburg does not pay their bills in a timely manner. That's part of the problem, and I don't understand why bills aren't being paid in a timely manner. So, you know, somebody's got to get out there and start soliciting more bids somehow, some way, because there are contractors out there that need the work, and that's where your prices will come in lower than what you're receiving now.
Right.
I'll tell you, as a taxpayer, I'm disgusted with the way things are handled in this town. All of a sudden now, enforcement's going to do their job. How's that going to happen? Why has enforcement, or why hasn't enforcement been doing their job for the last 4 years? And now all of a sudden, well, with the ordinances, that all because of rent control, and now they're going to try to, you know, start nailing some of these issues with rentals and all these other properties. Listen, I've been in my house for 30 years. I've only ever had mice in my house twice. And the last time I had a mouse in my house was probably about 20 years ago. And now I've got all these vacant properties across from the municipal building that has rats. I had a rat run through my yard the other day. I caught 2 adult mice in my house and 5 babies in the last week. So you're having all these hearings. I have a house across the street from me, 31 Glen Avenue, that has been vacant for a couple of years. It was on fire. It got sold for $30-some thousand. They have not done one darn thing. It still sits there boarded up. It's part of the problem. So what's going to be done all of a sudden? Now that it's election time, now all of a sudden, you know, things are going to happen? I don't see that
I
happening.
have to cut you off.
I know.
So you reached your 5 minutes.